I'm gonna switch topics because I keep hearing this reoccurring theme about how important writing is.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite tracks on the album is featuring an up and coming star that I think he, along with others that you mentioned on the album, like Sean or
Joyner.
Kendrick or J. Cole, Joyner Lucas, powerful, real powerful artist. I like y'all together on this track. You know, I think it's a good mesh between a veteran and somebody who's on the rise.
He's so good too.
What is it about him that you like?
The first time I saw him was like 5 years ago at one of the BET ciphers. And I peeped how he was saying a lot of lines that I saw some of me in that, but at the same time, it was different because it was like early on in my career, whenever I get to do a BET cipher, I want to write till my shit stands out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he stood out so much to me. I was like, yo, he was talking about Miley Cyrus, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was something like that, but he was talking about pop stars and he was doing this kind of thing. But I'm like, yo, people are gonna remember that. I remembered it. And then I kind of started, when he made the Ross Cappuccini, the way he did it from the two perspectives, it was genius, and it was like, stood out. Stood out so much to me. Like, not only that though, like the rhymes. Like, I'm listening to the rhyme. When I'm listening to a rapper, I'm listening to what you're bringing to the table as far as a skill set, right? That's the first thing I'm gonna hone in on. But the fact that, like I said, like, he's not compromising bars to tell this story. He's still got complexity in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the rhyme went like he's taking you on this journey. And I never snapped out of that journey till it was over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, yo, this kid is fucking incredible.
Y'all got and I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember the lyrics exactly, but you come in with a verse where you say, I got a couple of mansions, but I still don't have any manners. You got a couple of ghostwriters, but to these kids, it don't actually matter. What the fuck happened to hip hop? What's going on with hip hop? People took that line and thought you were indirectly talking about Drake.
No, see, here's the thing. I saw that too.
Yeah.
Drake is always going to be in my good graces because he did something for one of my daughters that I will never forget, and he will always be in my graces with that. And I like Drake. What I'm telling you with these lines is, I don't know what's real and what's not at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because you hear shit about this rapper, that rapper, whatever. I'm telling you that I don't do it, never have, and never will. If I ever need a ghostwriter, I need to just fucking put the mic down. You know what I'm saying? So that's my personal belief. As far as anybody out here that does use ghostwriters, that's fine. If that's what you do, that's fine. But I'm telling you, I don't do it. Hip hop was the most important thing that empowered me as a kid. It made me feel, I have a line where I say it made me feel tough when I wasn't.
Yeah.
When I was a scrawny little kid, growing up on 8 Mile, walking up the fucking block, put headphones on, and it made me feel powerful. Hip hop probably was, I mean, it was like my dad, hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And it was the only thing that made me empowered. It made me feel good about myself. And when I started being able to write rhymes and figured out I could do it, that's where the feeling comes from to me. Because the excitement is being able to come up with the shit. You know what I'm saying? It taught me how to throw my first punch. Gave me the confidence to be able to throw my first punch. And to realize, not only that, the fact that Proof used to beat my ass all the time in the backyard boxing. And one time he beat me like literally to the fucking ground. And he was just like, just stop. Because I kept getting up, coming at him, but I'm like, but I just kept getting beat up. He was fast, man. He was very quick. And but it made me realize, like, okay, taking a punch is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. Your fear when you're a kid is like, oh my God, if I get hit, what if they hit me in the nose and it jams my nose in my brain and I die? Like, kind of shit you think about. But nah, man, hip hop, like since its beginning, I was always under the impression that every rapper wrote their rhymes, and when you heard about Kumo D battling Busy B, it was who's bringing the best rhymes to the table. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be able to say the best shit? Who's the cleverest and the wittiest? And then years later, fast forward, you hear Eazy-E saying Ice Cube writes the rhymes that I say. And I remember being a kid, like hearing the line, but it never really, I just didn't really care. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really affect the way I felt about Eazy-E or the way I felt about NWA.
I think in all fairness, though, I think Drake is a superior writer to be able to sustain the level of success he has.
Yeah, I mean, he makes great music. There's not really even much you can say about it, you know. On this Kamikaze album, I feel like I was pretty direct at who I was kind of taking shots at and going at and who I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't send subliminals to Drake there'd be no reason for me to do that. But I am expressing to you that regardless of what any of these other dudes do, I have never, not even a line, not even anything. I wouldn't be able to have fun with it if I couldn't write it.
That makes sense. You go in really hard about the Grammys in a way, man, you drag the Grammys in the mud when you talk about, you have a few Grammys, but you feel like you had to sell your soul to get them. And you didn't know if you wanted it for the recognition or the trophies, but then what's the difference? You know, and that Grammys pretty much suck the blood of artists and nominate them, have them come to the shows. And
Which they do. They do it every fucking year, yeah. And I'm just tired of seeing it. And for whatever reason, it's like they're always pitching this hint that you might win Album of the Year, which used to be a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal now. You know, sat at home this year for the Grammys and watched Jay and Kendrick not get it. And I felt like one of them should have got it. I felt like Joyner Lucas should have won a Grammy for I'm Not Racist. Yeah. Absolutely should have won a fucking Grammy. Every year we went, it was, I would be up for Album of the Year, and then the winner is Norah Jones. Who? And I'm not even trying to say anything bad about her music. I just, at that point, I had never heard of her. Yeah. And none of my friends did either. You know what I'm saying? So we were like, okay, whatever. And then Steely Dan. Okay, I know who Steely Dan is. I know Steely Dan back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But more than the Marshall Mathers LP impact, like, okay, fine. I watched 50, same shit. 50 did not win Best New Artist at the Grammys.
There was nothing bigger than 50.
Nothing bigger, and nobody since maybe like Snoop came out the gate like that. My first album didn't do it. I never saw someone's first album and the wave happen like he had. And then he doesn't get it. And then I get up there another year, and what was it, the Eminem show? And it was like, whatever, I'm fine if I lose to fucking Kanye or someone that I'm like, okay, I respect that. I know who that is, and Kanye has a huge following and he's made a massive impact on music. Fine, I'm good with that. But don't fucking get us all here to use your selling point for your fucking show and stiff everybody every single fucking time. And I said, after that point in time, I was like, don't ever ask me to fucking come here again. Please do not ask me. My answer is no for 100 million years. Never again will I fucking go to the Grammys.
Well, now, you know, I know Jimmy Jam and some of the members of the board there are reaching out. Just Blaze and different folks are now trying to make it better. Would you ever consider, you know, joining the board and maybe you have a vote in it?
First of all, that vote is fake as fuck. That's not a real vote. That's not a real vote. They give it to who they want to give it to. They give it to their darlings, the fucking, oh, this got critical acclaim, but it sold 2 records. Like, it ain't about always what you sell. I get that, Vanilla Ice, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there comes a point where when an overwhelming something comes along that has this wave and impact on music, and you give it to fucking Lada fucking Dottie, Who? Lada Dottie. Sound like Lottie Dottie. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, man, I don't know who won over Kendrick and Jay. Bruno Mars is fucking incredible.
Bruno Mars is great. But I remember Beyonce did win for the album Lemonade. Yeah. And I was like, what the hell, you know?
It's like they're so fucking tone deaf to what is actually going on, but they're not in the sense of, oh, we're gonna get Beyonce here, we're gonna get Jay here, we can say all these names are gonna be here and we'll make them think. I guarantee you that the people from the Grammys was on the phone with Beyonce's people or Jay-Z's people saying every year that they're up for something, hinting they're gonna win to get them to come there.
So you over that?
I fucking guarantee you.
You over that. I guess I won't see you at the Grammys this year.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not? Okay.
Yeah.
What if you're nominated?
First of all, I won't be.
Okay.
Because they know that I don't like them. And if I was, I wouldn't win because they know that I don't like them.
One final question. I want to ask you about a song that, to me, man, it was probably one of the most heart-wrenching songs on the project was Stepping Stone. You know, and you tell the history of D12, how it started, you know, and what happened through the duration. And at the end of it, you said it's over. That's it. Were the members aware of that song?
They were.
They were?
They were. They got a heads up, and, you know, I explained. I honestly have not talked to Swift and Conniver yet about the song. They just knew it was coming down the pipe. But the way I explain it is this. Proof was the glue that binded us all together, right? He did so much shit behind the scenes that I didn't even realize, and did things to keep us a group and to motivate us.
You mentioned that you guys knew all this stuff was happening, but y'all never talked about it. You know, you were men, you know, I'm paraphrasing in the verses, but everybody was doing their solo projects, and, you know, y'all was drifting further apart.
Well, that's what ended up happening, was everybody was kind of doing their solo things, made solo projects, mixtapes and things like that, and we're doing shows. And I think the conversation now going forward is to see if there's anything we can do to help their solo careers. You know, and we'll always be friends, man. We always been friends. So we were kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll always be good on that aspect, you know. And I want to help them do whatever it is that their next thing is on the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Mixtape, album, shopping, whatever it is.
When I listen to these stories, and I've known you since the 90s, and I've known you through these ups and downs, and even if I wasn't there on your side, I was there on your team, so to speak, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm sitting there thinking, man, this man must have went through some great therapy, because right now, where you at, you seem like you're in a comfortable place, you know who you are, you know what you want, and even though you got these people coming at you, get strong enough to respond in a way that you wouldn't naturally do it. How did you get to this place, though? Did you do therapy? Was it?
Nah, my music is therapy, you know? So I just, I don't know, man, I've been coasting through, and I feel like I write all the time. Whether I use it or not, you know, I write all the time, and that's my best therapy, is to be able to get stuff out. Just like the D12 song, it was like one of those things where, like, I know that they have things they want to say to me, and I have things I want to say to them. So this is kind of how I wanted to tell them, like, you know, I love you guys, like, forever. Like, I'm here. It just, doing the D12 album just doesn't seem, in this climate right now,
Yeah.
I don't know how that would even work. You know what I'm saying?
You're going through enough with this climate.
Right.
So imagine D12. Let me ask you this, moving forward, this will be my final question. You have always, to the public, seemed like an elusive, introverted person that they don't always have access to unless...
I think that's hilarious.
Okay.
By the way, you know, I'm not going to fucking clubs anymore. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sober. I don't. But I do a lot more and go a lot more places than people actually think I do. I just do it under the radar, man, that's all. We don't, in Detroit, we don't have paparazzi like LA or New York, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out a lot. It's just that people don't really see me.
So you out and about.
Yeah.
That's interesting to know.
Like I said, you're not gonna catch me at a club fucking throwing money or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been through all those days and all that shit. Like, as far as, I've done the whole club scene.
Yeah.
I did it for a long time, too long.
Nah, but congratulations, man. I like the Kamikaze project.
Thank you, man.
I think the majority of folks who listen to it cannot deny that you're an elite group of lyricists.
Thank you.
And I'm a dude who's been in this for multiple decades, and you're at the top of my list.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And I like to see you keep flying forward, regardless of the, whatever the critics have to say. You've had critics since your first album. So that's what it's gonna be. But I think people can appreciate the fact that you fire back, that you ain't gonna stand for it, and that you're still making great music. So congratulations, brother.
Absolutely, thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
And listen, I'm glad I could sign that vinyl for you, man.
Hell yeah.
If you wanna.
Like I said, I'm gonna take it home, check out some bars.
Okay, here, let me see that. Show that. So this is, you see that? Swaying Tech. Shout out to King Tech. This is my brother, partner in crime since high school, since day one. Still Swaying Tech, live forever. Shade 45 Monday nights. Make sure you tune in, okay? Shade 45. Shade 45, damn it.